homeboys, they were not just gonna give up that easy. So when this green light took effect, I believe it was in the beginning of 96, end of 95, everybody that was from the MS13, at least in county jail, LA County Jail, was getting smashed. At that time, they wasn't using hard candies. And their mentality, I can picture they're back there like, we're going to hit them. We're going to smash them every single time. We're going to see how much they can hold on. If they checked in, they're not worth our problem. They're not worth none of us. They're not worth even us being, admitting them as a 13, as sureños. So just smashing green light. So a lot of homeboys in the county jail were getting dealt with viciously. And you gotta understand they're dorms, so there's a lot of sureños there. They're packing homies out left and right. Homeboys from the mess, oh you from the mess, caile, boom. Packing them out viciously, whooping their asses. Homeboys wouldn't come to the game and be like, hey, I can't be here. Nah. When the hooders come in, he will go back to the bunk, trying to catch his breath. The next moment the hooder will call, they will jump on in again. The whole dorm, packing them out. No hard candies at that time being used yet, or no weapons being used. They're just packing them out. But you gotta understand, if you can sit there and take a beating, a whole minute in prison, 1 minute in prison of getting beat up by at least more than 4 individuals, that is vicious. That is hard. For you to sit there and take all those punches, kicks, bites, whatever you're doing, even if you soldado, ex-soldier, ex-policeman, or ex-whatever, that's still a long time, my man. Believe me, 1 minute in prison or fighting for your life or in a county jail is a long time. So they're packing them out. Every single dude from the mess is getting packed out left and right, left and right, left and right. They're not waiting for no explanation, no nothing. They just getting packed out. It got to the point where the homeboys in the streets start saying, hey, what we're gonna have to do, because the homies are catching the blues inside, we have to come to some type of compromise or some type of agreement so the homeboys can walk the line free without being afraid of getting killed. Because first of all, the dude that burned the flag was not even a homeboy at that time. He was the family of a homeboy, and I don't think the homeboy deserved to get this. At that time, Midget from the mess had the whole mess in LA. And you guys heard of this character. Probably some people heard of this character. Nah, so well known he became a rat back in the days. But Midget was somebody that had the juice. He used to talk to pillars. He used to deal with pillars. He used to deal with senores. So Midget was the guy at that time. He was the ranflero. He was the one that used to supposed to talk to the dudes back in the 90s. Midget was no joke. Midget had a bunch of killers next to him. Blackie, Smurf, Droopy. There was a lot of killers with him. And Midget was not even that put on, but Midget was a vicious guy. He was from Leewars, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But he was a vicious guy. He became an informant down the road, but that dude was vicious. So Midget started saying, hey, look, we got to figure something out. These pillars are getting on me. We're making too much money. We cannot raise this situation, that, this and that. Went to the each clique, each ranflero, and said, look, man, we can do this. At that time, Poison from Leewars and Tiny from Leewars were the main leaders of that clique. There was a beef between them, but then those were well respected. At that time, we had cliques that still existed, like 7-Eleven, Tiny Winos, the Wenster, the Vagos, different cliques that no longer now exist, but there was a lot of homeboys from that clique that were vicious hitters. So they're like, Charles, we're not giving up. We're going to keep fighting. What we're going to do is we're going to take it to the street, start banging on these fools. Midget decides to no, Charles, we're going to give this up or something. So they come to the compromise. They're like, okay, what can we do for you guys? So the señores see an opportunity to use a mess as a whole and say, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to take the green light off. You guys are going to pay us this amount of money, and you guys are going to work for us. But you guys will never, ever get a MS13 gang member. You guys will never have a Mexican Mafia member. You guys will never have one of you guys own representing our organization because of this infraction. And it also played into a role that is true. A lot of homeboys back then, when the gang first started, didn't took lightly into Mexicans coming in and becoming homies for their mess. And the reason why was because of everything that had transpired years prior, where the homeboys were getting humiliated, stomped on, denigrated by Mexican gangs. So a lot of homeboys from the old generation still hold that grudge. That is very true. I cannot sit here and say if I'm gonna speak on something, then I'm not gonna speak on the other thing. That's not what I do. I'm gonna speak both sides, facts and the truth. Yes, it is true. There's a lot of homeboys from back in the days that hold the grudge against Mexican homies becoming homeboys from the mess. And the Mexican mafia had heard about this incident, so they were like, "You guys will never become." First of all, you guys, most of you guys are not Mexicans. You guys got one or two, if that. All the rest of you guys are Central Americans. You guys will never get a senor. You guys never will get a pili. It doesn't matter what you guys do. It doesn't matter what you can force, what you guys can get us. You guys will never have a senor. Plus, around that time, the books had closed anyways. Basically the induct into the Mexican mafia new members, the books were closed. But you gotta understand, there's a lot of homeboys that have vision, they had greed, they had ambition. They were like, if we can do this, if we can show this, if we can show that, then maybe down the road when the books open, we can get one of our homeboys to get inducted into the mafia and then go from there and go from here. You guys always understand that that mentality always been there for a lot of reasons because of what comes with the power, what comes with the cons. You guys having a big homie, we control this amount of area, this whole barrio, this whole organization will report to me. But they didn't took one factor into consideration. El Salvador. The homeboys that were making the program down there. Honduras, Guatemala. They didn't take into a factor all these three countries. They have programas and programs down there, especially El Salvador. They have already become a big known factor into the homeboys programming. At that time, they didn't take into the factor that they're saying basically the whole country as a whole. They figure we can hold this into Cali. We don't know if it's gonna expand, but we can have control of the main motherland, the main sex factions where it started, where it got birth, LA. Yeah, that's probably true. MS was born in LA. But who was it given birth by? Salvadorians. You guys gotta remember that. So what transpired next basically was the homeboys got the green light, took off, the money got paid. It was a lot of money, I can tell you that. It was a lot of money getting paid. And some people got touched, some people got hit. If they withstand them getting hit in the yards, they were good. They will not be in touch again. So that's how that became about. The homies did burn the Mexican flag. The homies did went through the trials and tribulations. Because of that factor, the homies at that time were not allowed to be a senores. And even then, we were not allowed as a MS13 to hold position in the yards. If you were to go to a yard, even if you had done favors and had done things for another senor, you were still not allowed to have a seat in the yard. You were still not allowed to politic in the yard. And that's when the homeboys from El Salvador decided to get involved and were mad because the simple fact that we're like, we're doing this so much for them, we're doing this for them, and they still cannot even acknowledge our moves and our power and even give us a seat on these yards where we can make money, where homeboys can be straight, where homeboys can be taken care of, where this program can grow due to the money homeboys from the penitentiary system is sending us. They tried the hardest. The Mexican Mafia tried the hardest to minimize it, to keep us at a limit level of knowledge and involvement because they knew that if we got too big, if we got so huge to the point where we can expand around the world, we were gonna be a competition. They were gonna see us as a competition. It doesn't matter if they say, oh no, we're not scared. Yeah, in California, you guys can have all these sureños come and attack all these virus from the mess. California. What about the other states? Yeah, you guys are homies over there. You guys might have sureños over there. But sometimes even their sureños, they claim sur program, don't follow the program that's being established by California. That's just a fact. some homies, they're claiming pseudo, are claiming some type of 13 game relating in other states. They'll even abide by their rules or laws because of what's been transpired. We have a big example of the Texas syndicate, the Mafia Texas syndicate, the Mexican syndicates basically. They don't like the California syndicates because of everything that transpired. In other states, you have, and so Aztec, I think there's a gang over there that fight homies, that fight the 13 because of everything that transpired. They start seeing how big MS13 had got. They start realizing we can use them. We can benefit from them. We can do so much with this dude's help. From the beginning of time, that mess had always been involved with the Mexican cartels. Simple fact, because El Salvador was used as a trampoline to traffic the drugs from El Salvador to Guatemala, Honduras. And Honduras had traffickers that were known the Mexican cartels. Who you think provided those securities? Who you think provided those things? Cuando el Golfo de Mexico cartel come up, a lot of homeboys were working with them dudes. When the Chapo de Sinaloa went to Guatemala and almost got caught in El Salvador, who you think helped them out? The homeboys did. There was a lot of homeboys working with these dudes. But we had the knowledge, we had the clecha, we had the ability to do things that these guys couldn't do. Because if you go to El Salvador, you're going to see two barrios over there. MS13. You're not going to see Florencia Sur 13. You're not going to see Playboy Sur 13. You're not going to see Santa Paula. You're not going to see Venice. You're not going to see Compton, Tortilla Flats, all these barrios. You're not going to see none of that. And there's homies from those barrios that Salvadorian, but I guarantee you, if they go down to El Salvador, the time they live hidden on their house, because if they go up there, they have a big ass tortilla flat, for example. The homeboy's gonna pull up like, homie, where you from? What's up? What that mean? Tortilla flat? What that mean, homie? If you're either with us or against us. And if you land on a subsection or in a section that's controlled by 18, you're gonna have to give them something. You're gonna have to pay. You can be a tough man, say, I'm not paying, fuck that they can kill me. Yeah, that's what will transpire. At least back then. Now, Bukele got a different system, a different program. There's still homeboys out there, but it's being friend now. But that was one of the main reasons why homeboys couldn't be senores, because of that incident. And there was other incidents that transpired, but that was the one that broke the camel's back. Homeboys, somebody burning the Mexican flag that wasn't even a homeboy then, but was related to a homeboy. And what did they did? The dim knows no good. We went through it, hold strong. History repeating itself. History got a thing about repeating itself. And it was long due for this incidents that are happening in the feds to happen, that will happen in the states. Yeah, we might not have the number in the state yet. The homeboys might get demolished. They might get killed. But the thing is, you got to always ask within your own. The question is, can I stand with my people? What can I represent? Or what's going to be beneficial for me? I'm not glorifying the violence. I'm not saying go up there and just get off, kill somebody, do this. That's not what I'm saying. History got a thing about repeating itself, and we've seen it throughout the years. Now, I don't want to have to sit here and see history repeat itself again. We got kids out here programming, doing good things. We got kids out here so smart. And then, yeah, we got one of these older homies that's all out the game, smoked out the game, tweaked out the game. They come and start putting it in their head, like, hey, homie, we can be this, we can be do that, can do this, do that. And then that catching so much time that when they get to the system, they don't know why they did it. They don't know what the fuck they're supposed to do. That's why a lot of kids are checking in. That's why a lot of people are dropping out, because we're not taking, as the older homies, the time to school them. Not even in a gang life, just on life, period. Sit down with somebody. If you have a nephew, if you have a cousin, if you have a carnalito that's out there trying to be about the life and you've been through and done that, sit down. Take 5 minutes of your time and sit down and talk to him. Ask him something. How you feeling? If we got this situation where men think that it's not okay to ask another man how you doing, how you feeling, are you hurt? Depression is a serious thing as well. Things I will be covering in the next future videos about when we come home and we become depressed. I can tell you from experience, the moment I hit the streets, I was shaking when I stepped out of the county because I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know how I was gonna react. And seeing all this transpire now in the feds and the states, homeboys getting killed, Sureños are getting killed. And I'm asking ourselves, then who was the enemy? I did 15 years of my life for what? I was told Norteños were the enemy. In prison, the blacks were the enemies. In prison, we don't have no enemies. Either was the Paisas at one time, it was the whites at one time, it was the Nortes at one time, it was the blacks at one time, it was the Asian. Even homies. We had a riot, MS13 with the homies from LA. We had a riot in the prison behind some situations that could have been stopped. But because egos got too hard, the homies thought they were out of control. Situation escalated, people got hurt, people got DP, and get what happened. Can we put a stop to these situations? Yeah, it's true, they didn't give us a big homie back then. Do we resent the Mexican Mafia for it? I was game banging, I did, and you know why, guys? Because we had done so much for them. We had done so much there. We had accomplished so much for them. We had given so much money. We had sometimes got to the point where we were politicking against our own homeboys to try to look good to these pilis, to these senores. And now, guess what they doing? Pinching us against each other. Late car against the homeboys from out of state, saying these fools are no good, these fools are not obedient. You guys should do this, you guys should do that. You gotta look at the bigger picture. It was true, we didn't have a senor for a long time. And then when we did, what transpired was a bunch of shenanigans. Little one abusing his power, being just a diplomatic dick. There's no other way to put it. He was an asshole. He was getting homies smashed. He was getting homies killed. He was getting homies disciplined just because the homie would come at him sideways. He probably knew him from the street for a long time before he even became a senor, and he didn't like the homie the way he was talking to him, so he got in DP. Then we had another senor that was dreamer. The same situation transpired. They brainwashing him to trying to get a channel from California to out of state. Guess what? When he got caught up in New York, they deemed him a rat. They deemed him that he was on disregard because it was his fault. The carnales had got indicted on this and that. I know about all of these situations. And I'm telling you guys, this is not what it is. Salvadorians don't hold the grudge against Mexican. At least I don't. I hold the grudge against false, untruth, hypocrisy. That's what I hold the grudge against. Hypocritical people. Yeah, we didn't have it. Now they gave MS a senor, which is Cisco from Fulton. Now what he's gonna do with his power? We've seen what he did already. He kills another Mexican Mafia member to escalate their ranks. Now he's blessed. Now his position is secure. What he's gonna do to benefit the poor? Because a lot of homeboys in the system doesn't have the family support. Like I said, that was the reason why we didn't get a senor. There was a lot of reason behind it. Broke the camel's back basically was somebody burning the Mexican flag. We got blamed for it, and it transpires that. But now the book's open. He got a position now. What we could do with his position. The reason why I came here, it is to tell you guys, I'm Salvadorian. I'm proud of it. I'm not racist. I dealt with so many people. I don't got nothing against Mexicans. I got a lot of friends that are Mexicans. I got a lot of people that I talk to that I consider friends that are Mexicans. I don't hold no grudge because of this life, because of what the ancestors did. Nah, man, that is what it is. The message here it is. It doesn't matter if you're Salvadorian, Mexican, Guatemalan, Honduran, Puerto Rican, Cuban, any ethnicity, even Peruvian, Colombian, it doesn't matter. To the mafia, you're still expendable. You still can be done dirty. If you're a youngster trying to be out there full game banging, ask yourself this question. When would I become expendable? What would I do for them to deem me no good? And then you're going to have your mother crying. It's not what this life is about, man. Go out there, get a job, work. A lot of these kids nowadays, they're born, they're smart as hell. They know how to work this computer, these laptops, these things that I didn't know how to do. You can help somebody else. Keep living your life the best way you can. Enjoy your life, the healthy life. And you will see that you can get more out of life doing it in the healthy and the good way instead of being out there robbing somebody for their hard-earned money or being a fool. Love your family, love your mother, love your kids if you have them. Spend time with them because we don't never know when will be the last time. Not in this world eternally. Tell you guys, before I live, before I bounce, as you guys know, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment in the comment section if you guys like this. If you guys want to hear more about life stories like this, let me know. Thank you guys for your time. I hope you guys have a blessed day surrounding your loved ones. I'm out.